The amount of money that the British looted from India, $45 trillion, is 17 times the current GDP of the UK, 17.
11 great famines, almost all of them are man-made, meaning they are the result of direct, deliberate British policies.
15 and 29 million Indians died of starvation in British-induced famines. The most famous example, of course, was the Great Bengal Famine during the Second World War, when 4 million people died because Winston Churchill, deliberately as a matter of written minuted policy, proceeded to divert essential supplies from civilians in Bengal to sturdy Tommies and Europeans as reserve stockpiles.
While millions of people starved to death in India, ships full of grain left our shores to London. Here, parents sold the children just for a single meal. Generations grew up in hunger, in illiteracy, and in silence. And when the sun finally set on British Empire in 1947, we inherited a nation that has been stripped to its bones, but still refuses to bow down. The average Indian just lived 32 years pre-independence. Over 80% of the country lived in poverty. Only 12% of people could read and write. The per capita income was barely 250 rupees per year. The agriculture was primitive, irrigation was scarce, and industry almost non-existent. And this is the story of India from the famine to the moon. A journey from the empty fields to launching rockets in the deep space. Just under 79 years. From the ashes of the famine, India began to rise. In the 1960s, the Green Revolution swept through the countryside. Fields that once lay cracked and barren were reborn with new seeds, irrigation, and technology, turning a starving land into one of the world's largest producer of wheat and rice. And in 1969, in a small church in Kerala, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, along with handful scientists, laid a foundation to ISRO. Back then, NASA was putting a man on moon, while India has just began its space journey. India's first rocket were carried on a bicycle. But today, NASA partners with ISRO to launch satellites and share technology and tackle most difficult lunar missions, including India's historic South Pole landing on moon. India built DRDO for forging missiles, radars, and a nuclear shield that commands global respect. India founded several prestigious educational institutes like IITs, IIMs, AIIMS. These institutes helped shaping the minds of Indian youth, and now those youth lead innovations across the world. Indian-born leaders head Microsoft, Google, Adobe, and IBM, shape the future of AI and tech in the Silicon Valley. From the dusty streets of the small towns to the skylines of the modern cities, India transformed into a software superpower. With the Aadhaar card, India has created world's largest biometric ID management system, bringing over 1 billion citizens into the digital age. India's rise is undeniable, but the journey isn't over. For sure, the life expectancy has doubled from a mere 32 years in 1947 to 70.8 years today. Literacy has surged from 12% in 1947 to roughly 77% in 2023. An economy from a nation of a drained wealth, India now stands as a world's 5th largest economy. Yet beneath those victories lies a complex reality. Extreme poverty has fallen sharply. from 16.2% in 2011 to just 2.3% in 2023, lifting over 160 million of people out of poverty. But by a broader measures, more than a quarter of India's population still can't afford basic essentials. Women's safety still remains a pressing concern. In 2021 alone, over 31,000 of rape cases were recorded, and that's about 85 cases per every single day. Experts agree that the real number likely to be much higher since several cases are underreported. Men's rights rarely make into policy debates. India has no dedicated laws against false accusations. As per a study, over 60,000 of Indian men take their own lives every year, with marital disputes and false accusations cited as a significant factors in many cases. Education gaps persist. In several states, lack of teachers threaten the quality of education. Child malnutrition remains stubborn. In parts of Madhya Pradesh, more than 1/3 of children are underweight. India has come so far, but the true freedom will be every citizen, irrespective of their gender, income, caste, religion, or birthplace, feels safe, educated, feels empowered. And to the countless freedom fighters, known and unknown, who gave their lives so that India could breathe. Every step we take forward is built on their sacrifices. So let's not forget them. 79 years ago, India's story began in famine, in oppression, and in losses. And today, it stands tall on moon, in the Mars orbit, in the boardrooms of world's biggest companies, and in the dreams of 1.4 billion people. From famine to moon, India has risen, and the next chapter is ours to write. If you had liked this video, please feel free to check our other videos here.